introduce it well later. Go on with another artist.
No, yeah, all right, you're right. Okay. Well, you guys present an artist to me since this is my idea. Present the artist and I'll...
Okay, so I was gonna say obviously we said Drake. No, we said Bruno. Bruno is fine to be R&B because I mean he's technically a pop artist, but his last album, Silk Sonic, if you can't
Yeah,
Silk
Sonic. Yeah, that was R&B.
Do
That was
not
definitely
take Bruno
definitely
away.
R&B.
Yeah, Bruno.
Listen,
man, I feel like if we're gonna include Bruno, we gotta include Michael Jackson. That's how I feel.
and I
agree.
I don't see how you keep out Bruno, and I don't see how you keep out.
Okay,
Michael
okay,
Jackson.
hold on. I'll give you this. Oh shit, we can't because it's solo, so we can't. No Silk Sonic. So me personally, I'm gonna say no to Bruno.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say no to Bruno. Then.
No to Bruno.
I'm saying no to Bruno.
You don't think they
Okay.
they couldn't perform Silk? Oh my!
It's a solo
My
male
list is
R&B act. All
dwindling.
right, look.
My list is dwindling.
But wait, so
Let
are they
me
not
pause
allowed to
real
have
quick.
features?
Let me pause real quick. Let me to the viewers, to the listeners. We are going over the ground rules for a 5-pick male solo R&B draft. And this draft will be in the format of, if we're going to do a festival, if we were going to do a hypothetical festival, the four of us separately, right? So Kyle has his own festival, Kamden has his own festival, Keenan has his own festival, Brandon Petty has his own festival, right? So we have draft picks. We'll eventually get to the draft lottery, right? But right now we're going over what artists hypothetically could or could not make this draft. I'm glad we didn't do this in the group chat. That would have been messy. So this actually works out.
Absolutely.
No, messy as hell.
So,
No, that's not.
So
that would
far,
not have been good.
So far, let's catch up here. We're debating Bruno. We said no to Drake. We said Drake is not, man. We said Drake's not an R&B act. We said Childish Gambino is not an R&B act. We said, who else? The first one we brought up was Ray Charles.
What about Michael Jackson? This is controversial.
I
Let
say,
it be known. Keenan and I say MJ is R&B.
and I say the King of Pop cannot be on an R&B festival. Granted.
And I agree with Kyle on that.
And then we're going to try to say Bruno.
Let me give you an argument for MJ for the both of you, Kamden and Keenan. Off the Wall. Off the Wall's an R&B album. I think MJ's last true solo album that came out in the early 2000s, I think that was an R&B project. Obviously well past his prime. Still as big of a star, and I'm sure it sold well. So I think really out of his whole catalog, he's got like 2 R&B albums, unless we're talking about, the Jackson 5, if we're talking about like
which
that in-between period.
Can't add. I mean, he came in. We talked about Beyonce coming in and R&B. He literally came from an R&B group. It's the same thing. But I mean, I'm splitting hairs, I guess.
Does Timberlake count? Justin Timberlake?
Yeah,
I would say he's a pop artist.
Cry Me a River, literally.
He got one. He got one R&B album. He got one R&B album.
Cry Me a River.
This is crazy.
What the fuck? What was his other one? Now, Happy's Pharrell. What's the other one that might as well be Happy? That's by JT.
Can't Stop the Feelings.
Yeah,
what you're thinking?
That shit ain't R&B.
Can't Stop the Feelings.
Show.
But like whipping out Janet Jackson's Titty era, JT. Yeah, that's R&B. That one album, that's R&B. But everything after that, I don't think really has. Let me go to the Wikipedia to see how.
Aren't Justin Timberlake, when you're looking at like greatest of all time in the R&B, I looked up, I saw Michael Jackson, I saw Justin Timberlake, I saw these
Justin
names.
Timberlake was on there.
You just said go to Wikipedia. I can go fix it tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, I got a question. What about Outkast? Is Outkast R&B?
It's a group.
No.
It's a group. So
That's a group.
That's hip hop.
That's a group. That's a Kamden. That one.
I'm sorry.
MJ?
Your penalty box. The penalty box.
Outkast.
What are you doing?
All right.
This guy's me, you, and your mom and your cousin too. Get 2 broke boys in a Cadillac out of here. Like, I'm sorry. He heard Miss Jackson and thought that it was a group.
All right. This one Michael Jackson's Wikipedia says pop #1. Then it says soul and funk. Then it says R&B. Then it says rock. Then it says disco. Then it says post disco, dance pop, new jack swing.
Okay.
Like more
So
than
his
half of those
second
were
and
soul
his
slash
second
hip-hop.
and third ones were soul and R&B, which is
Soul,
R&B.
With a little
no,
funk.
funk was third.
Oh,
R&B
sorry,
was
funk was
fourth.
third. R&B was fourth. My bad. My bad.
Man, I don't know.
Does James Brown count then? Is that too
He's the
rock?
king of soul. He's the
Yeah.
king of
So
But he's
soul.
very funky and
He's
rocky.
the king of soul.
He's got
I'm
funk
telling you
and
what I'm
rock.
telling you what his title is. He's the king of soul.
Okay. Okay. He is. Okay.
okay.
Who we was just talking about before that I was gonna look up? Oh, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, JT.
Okay, and also here's another one. Is T-Pain?
Yes, that's R&B.
Okay,
Chorus,
no,
yeah.
I'm just making sure. Listen. After this conversation, I'm just
know.
making sure
I
of
don't know where
everything.
it's at.
I'm just making sure of everything.
I had T-Pain on my list, so I was hoping he
Oh,
was,
shit.
I'm just making
available.
sure of everything. I don't want to go in and be like, oh man, I'm gonna get Teddy Pender, and we're like, oh, cut him off. Okay.
Timberlake says pop, R&B, dance, and soul.
That sounds like R&B to me.
All right, whatever. Look, if
'Cause
y'all
pop
want to
just
draft,
means
if
popular.
y'all want to draft Justin Timberlake, go ahead.
You're
I think
making that sound
that
like
would
he's
be
not a
I think that'd be a
legend.
trash ass R&B set. I mean, if you got 15,
I just want
if you got
clarification.
15 and you got Justin Timberlake, cool. If you got 5 and you're picking Justin Timberlake, I'm not going to your
All right.
festival.
Okay.
Not going to-
Okay. Well, also, just like it's hard because like it's depending on what kind of festival you want. Because like I could slow this whole thing down and go with a lot of R&B artists that I think are great that are slower. But
Sure.
then I could also but then I can
Sure.
also go. Obviously, we don't need to hide this name. Like Chris Brown, clearly someone who's got
He bends
upbeat
genres.
songs. You've got slower down. Like
Yeah.
he's got a little of everything. So I mean, those are the people you're going to want to go with. But
Mhm.
because like I was thinking in my head too, because obviously it's R&B compared to say like hip hop, so it's all naturally more mellow.
Mhm.
Like obviously the tiny desk thing that people do. Like I was thinking myself too, if we had like a tiny desk festival-ish kind of style, but I know we're going actual like bigger Highline festival, so it just made my thinking go like left or right or where I should go. But
I mean, I'll say this, your
Oh,
festival's your
boy.
festival. However y'all want to build your festival,
Fetch.
cool. You know what I mean? If you want it to be more intimate, like a tiny desk,
yeah, I might.
you can do that. You can
If
have
you're
a
if that's a
200
possibility, then we might have a nice eclectic little group of us
you can have a 200 person
sharing
festival.
crepes.
Two- crepes in I don't know what crepes in crepes in fucking
Strawberries with whipped cream. That's the North
goddamn.
Country classic. That's the North Country
crepes
classic.
and mimosas.
Yeah, crepes and
Some
mimosas.
aguas.
We're only getting 2 steps in. If you anything more than a 2-step, you're out the door. Wine. We're drinking mimosas. A lot of wine being passed around. It's gonna be a good time. All right. So actually, now thinking about this, just in case we kind of want to mold it however you want, as you were just saying, before we go into like who we start to pick, like before our first pick, we should talk about like what kind of festival we're planning for, just so people
Can we
kind of
also clarify?
yeah.
Is MJ Michael Jackson count or not?
Before I answer Kamden, I do want to say I did put in the group chat at the beginning of the week. Hey, if you guys want to make any edits, any inputs, radio silence from all 3 of y'all.
Well,
radio
I wanted
silence
to
from
make
all 3 of y'all. Now you're asking
Well, I
about
mean,
how we gonna.
well, I wasn't sure if you guys had discussed it in the prior group chat that I guess the Warner Brothas.
Yeah, I tried. I sent out the same exact text, and it was only to Brandon and Kamden. I'm like, oh shit.
No.
They said Keenan, but no number. I was like,
Yep.
gotta make a new one. Send that shit right out.
I wasn't sure if you guys had like a lot of dialogue already, and I just
there
didn't
was
want to
nothing.
Brandon
And there was
pose
just
or anything.
Nothing.
There was
nothing
the
at
most
all.
dialogue we've
Nope.
had in that group chat was the last like 2 hours, basically. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
so what?
pretty
Key, what
much.
was your question again?
I was just basically saying, like, if we are going to go with kind of like you said that I could go with a more intimate setting if I wanted to do such a thing. Like before we go into like our first pick, because obviously we're gonna go in order. Kind of just have us like briefly explain what kind of setting we're gonna have. Because obviously, if I said that I'm gonna have like 200 people at like a smaller setting, it'd make more sense if I had a name. I'm just gonna throw a name out there, like Daniel Caesar. Like that would make more sense. But having Daniel Caesar at a huge festival might not be. He's slow.
Sure.
Yeah.
So like that kind of thing.
I would say, I mean, look, I'll just say mine personally. Like, I'm doing mine in a traditional festival sense. It's going to be a bigger setting. It's going to be a variety of R&B acts.
Okay.
we each got 5. I mean, like I said, tailor it however you want to tailor it. If you guys want to intro, mine's not going to be anything special, I don't think, as far as like, being catered to anybody. I
Okay.
think mine's pretty broad though, with the artists that I hope to get, in my 5. But
it's kind of like the Crate album that we did, which we need to get Branndon and Kamden on at some point, both the music heads.
Absolutely, we got.
But like,
because
we were able, like, I tailored mine a little bit different than you tailored yours, because I tailored mine to flow sonically a lot. I know I'm not saying you didn't, but like some people picked theirs as like a greatest hits. I know your Drake one was more of a playlist, because you're like, that's kind of how Drake is as an artist, a playlist kind of artist.
Yeah, I kind of wish I could take my Drake one back. Like, I feel like I left a lot of my favorite Drake tracks off, but I feel like my album's still good. But that's besides the point.
Yeah. I love my Drake one.
I
had both sides, but go on.
Let's have a vote on MJ. Let's have a vote, because I'm kind of split, honestly. But to me, like,
I'm a thumbs up on.
So
MJ.
let me say this. Let's say hypothetically, right? If I was like, okay, my festival is Michael Jackson, it's Bruno Mars, it's Justin Timberlake, and then whoever the last 2 are. Doesn't even matter who the last 2 are, but those are my top 3 is MJ, Bruno, and Justin Timberlake. That is not an R&B festival.
But you can make it one.
But you could make it one.
Yeah, but that's not how they work.
No, you're right.
That's not how they work. Justin's going to do NSYNC shit. He's probably going to, if he's catering to the crowd. MJ's going to do his biggest hits, which are mostly pop. He's got R&B in there too, but it's going to be mostly pop. It's going to be like Billie Jean. That's not an R&B song. Beat It's not an R&B song. That's more of a rock song. Man in the Mirror to me is pop. Who the fuck else I just said? JT. Bruno's the one who could do more R&B, but he's also got pop. Like, but I feel like he genre bends much like MJ too. He's got some rock in there too. But out of those 3, for sure, Bruno's the most R&B, I think. So I would lean more.
To me, MJ would be.
I would lean Justin Timberlake.
Michael Jackson.
Oh, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a lot of
you know
pop.
what?
He's got a lot of pop.
Then,
but you're right.
Bruno is in. I'll say Bruno is in. Justin Timberlake and Michael Jackson are out. And when we do a pop one, if they're, they're in.
I'm a little more open to MJ. I'm a little more open to MJ. Let's.
You should just slide over, bro, and say yes.
Let's vote. Let's vote on Bruno right now, though. Keenan says yes.
Bruno has to be.
Bruno's
yes.
in.
Petty, what do you say?
I'll give Bruno a yes.
I'll go with
Bruno's
it.
in.
I'll give Bruno.
I'll go with it too.
And for Michael, so here, since there's 4 of us, if it's 50-50, then we go with the no.
Okay.
Like if Michael Jackson, if we have 2 of us that say yes, 2 of us say no, we're going with no.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make that.
Just so we know, if Michael Jackson was in, he better have been like the first pick, because that would have been a dope
for
show.
For sure. Michael Jackson. Again, he's a cheat code. He's a cheat.
All he'd have to do is take. Kyle. All he'd have to do is go there, stand, take off his glasses, perform one song, and everyone would be like, you know what?
And maybe moonwalk off the stage.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you end the show. He just one moonwalk off the stage, give you one ooh, and then that's a show.
And you might have one.
I just saw
you might have one heart attack out of shock too. Like with, you know what I mean? Like you just might. That's just how it was at Michael's shows. You had people passing out.
Yeah.
So, for me, I'm just gonna start right now. His name, his what do you call it? His nickname or his title is literally the King of Pop. So for me, it's a no, even though he is kind of an R&B artist. I'm going back and forth. The more I'm talking about it, I'm like, he probably should be. But I do want to.
Like, it definitely is.
I do want to hold firm on my original that I'm like, no MJ. But again, I didn't build my draft around MJ. I'll let you guys make your case.
Branndon, you've been the most quiet. You go next.
I'm sticking with no as well too, because I didn't have MJ on my list.
All right, Michael Jackson. I'm sorry, but you couldn't make it to the next stage in Hollywood.
Now,
my bad.
Now, if we did just
you get pissed off in the hallway now.
If we did just a male act, like just simply any music you want, of course MJ is available.
The number 1 overall pick. He's what we're wanting for Wemby. Like that's what we would have. It would have been Wemby.
You know what? We'll cut this part out. I'm gonna go album by album with MJ, and if he's got more R&B than pop as far as the album description, we'll count him in. I'm gonna go album by album. So this might take 5 minutes, might take 3 minutes, whatever. But
we can take him out because he is a cheat code. And
I was gonna say, Kyle, you don't have to. We've got enough dialogue on. You're fine.
I just wanna.
We'll take him out. It's okay.
Kyle's trying to convince himself to put him in. I just want him now.
Because he wants him.
That's
I mean, that's an easy pick at the 1-1. You know, that's an easy first overall pick.
That's for sure. For sure.
Yeah, so we're like before.
Like, show up. MJ just shows up. Special guest.
His ghost. His first two.
Listen.
His first two albums as like a kid say pop and R&B, but pop first.
Ooh.
Third album says pop and R&B. Some of these might be compilation albums. His fourth album says Soul in Philadelphia Soul. Best of album, Off the Wall, which is definitely disco, funk, pop, R&B. There you go. Another compilation album, E.T. soundtrack, which was somehow a Michael Jackson album too, I guess. That's definitely pop, I'm sure. It says children's music. Hold up, I got off.
I'm gonna ask a whack question real quick.
Go ahead.
Does Ed Sheeran count?
Ed Sheeran is the king of R&B. Was that an actual question?
No, like here, me and Kamden were talking. Me and Kamden were talking about things before, and I was like, Ed Sheeran's clearly pop, but he could make himself R&B because he's that talented. Like if you really wanted,
that's what pop.
Because he's had obviously had a couple R&B like Perfect. I would say is more like you can more tailor that to R&B, but I Shape. I mean, when he's coming out with Shape of You, you'd probably be like, I don't know if this really fits the demographic, but that's okay. I'm in love with the shape of you. You're like, oh man, it's a little more bop than I thought.
Yeah, definitely a little bit more of a pop song.
I was gonna say, I didn't think my head was doing this at the R&B at the concert, but that's okay. It's okay. We're chilling.
Brandon, you seen the clip on Twitter where it's like, it's got Ed Sheeran at a photo shoot and he's got a grill in. He's just like doing hand movements, and they're like, "There's a one song in the world that Ed Sheeran has where he needs to be doing this."
Not a single song.
All right, I gotta say on MJ's, a lot of them say pop / R&B or R&B, or like Thriller says R&B / pop / rock. Look, if I'm gonna include Prince, I guess I gotta include MJ. I will allow Michael Jackson. I flipped. There you go.
I will allow Michael Jackson.
Flipped.
All right, so now
I flipped on my own original rule.
We went from. All right, so
I
have
good
the
about
timestamp.
So MJ's in.
MJ's in.
Michael Jackson's
MJ's
in.
Hold on.
MJ's in.
Hold on just a second, since I got to cut some things here just in the moment. 45.
And that was short enough. You might be able to keep it, but I get what you're saying.
I might, but okay. So let me just go in now.
Any other?
After further conversation, we figured out that Michael Jackson's actually going to be allowed here into Simon Cowell and Randy Jackson decided to have a conversation, and you're going to Hollywood. So
you're in.
Michael made it by the skin of his teeth. Wow.
I'm gonna laugh if
Best thing American Idol could have ever
get all the way
done.
through this and nobody picks MJ.
I might skip on him first pick just because, just to do it. But all right. So,
any other artist questions?
No, I don't. I'm not tired, Brandon. You going?
I got one.
Go ahead.
And I don't know if I'd necessarily pick him, but R&B, it's definitely controversial. But R. Kelly,
he has to be. He has to be in the conversation. He's in the conversation, but he might have played his way out of the conversation. He might.
You can.
That's what I'm saying.
He might have walked his way in the
dangerous pick, bro.
If anybody wants to pick,
that's what I'm saying.
If anybody wants to pick R. Kelly, absolutely, he might. I mean, he might show up in shackles. He might have, maybe cuffed at the wrists and in the ankles.
It's
but
a 21-year-old and older only male concert, and you're fine. We're chilling. R. Kelly.
Only reason I asked because I was thinking.
Yeah, this becomes a whole different festival. Yeah, I was gonna have an R. Kelly segment because he would be a great pick, and honestly. Well, shit, that sounds fucked up saying that, but it's true. 20 years ago, though, he's a number one overall pick.
Musically, he's a great pick.
He's the king of R&B.
Musically, I was gonna say musically.
It's fucked up to say that, but he would be the king of
R&B.
He would be the king of R&B. He is now
So-
not the king of R&B.
He is not.
why?
He
But-
literally
Far from-
he played his way out, but like while he was in the game, he was killing it, and then he decided to
Oh, yeah.
do some things that we don't need.
R. Kelly's
that you
whole
can watch
career is
some
some
docs
nasty.
on if you need.
Some bad things.
The whole
but-
industry's got blood on their hands when it comes to that one.
Mhm.
Any
Yeah,
other
it's like
artists?
it's like I was about to just compare.
I'm
It's like
good.
O.J.
I got my
Simpson,
feel.
great running back. On the field, he was amazing. Off the field, we don't need to count him in the greatest. Like he's that.
Right,
that
like
off
yeah,
the
R. Kelly
field stuff.
R. Kelly would be in the R&B Hall of Fame, but
Mm-hmm.
he's he who should not be named as far as the music industry goes, I guess. But,
Yeah, Kells can be resided for only MGK. So-
Any other draft questions in general?
No, I
Good on the
think
draft.
I think everything's good. Oh, wait, actually, I just want to make sure of one thing. I don't know if I'll draft him or not, but John Legend is R&B. I just want to make sure.
Mhm.
I just needed to
Yeah,
make
John
sure
Legend, yeah.
because like him and like I know him and Alicia Keys, Kyle, you love to say are the Grammy favorites in like the
They are,
popish world
but
because
they're-
they do.
they're
But I just
R&B.
wanted to make. I just wanted to make
Mhm.
sure there was no like. And you can pick Jason Derulo, Kyle. He was on one
Jason
list I saw.
Derulo is outlawed from this one. And honestly,
Yeah.
I might flip back.
Dude, I'm
here.
kind of in on Jason Derulo, bro.
Jason
Derulo is definitely pop.
Oh no, absolutely. There's no way.
I know.
I was,
Yeah.
No, I was just about to say if we're allowing Jason Derulo on and we're having a conversation before an Ariana Grande is not
Michael,
allowed, that is
yeah.
this is
The more
the credibility of this pod's gone already out the window. If that was
Yeah.
the case.
I gotta say, man, the more I'm thinking about it, if we're outlawing Drake, I almost want to outlaw MJ again. But I feel like Prince is the common denominator with MJ, but I feel like Prince is more R&B anyway. It's tough, but Drake's not allowed in this one. Drake's a hip hop act,
Sure.
but I feel like
Yeah, Drake.
I feel
I
like MJ's a
understand.
hip hop. I feel like
We need to
MJ's
stick
a
with
The-
MJ.
I feel like MJ's a pop act, but I also feel
The-
like
See,
he would be
the
welcome
Drake
at the Soul
conversation
Train
makes more
Awards.
sense. The Drake conversation makes more sense as to why he's not in, because obviously he had like an R&B side to an
Yeah.
album and he has R&B tracks, but like predominantly 70%
It's a lot of
of
picking
it.
and choosing.
And even
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
lot of his R&B tracks, he has like a rap verse of himself. So like
Mhm.
even within the R&B, there's still hip hop there. It's not a lot of just true from front to back R&B. So that
Yep.
makes sense. But he's also someone who you could put together a pretty solid set list of R&B.
Mhm.
So
It's absolutely
definitely
true.
needed to make the conversation.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to shout one thing out real quick, really sidebar. Diana Taurasi, first person for 10K in damn WNBA history.
I saw
So
that.
good for
That was
her.
big.
Congrats to
Good for
Taurasi.
her.
Yeah, congrats.
Congrats to
Shouts
Taurasi.
Shouts to UConn. Shouts to UConn Huskies.
Yeah, absolutely. Paige Beckers is going nuts this year. Okay, let's get into this thing.
Last one. I actually do have this question.
Oh, we have
because
another
he's,
one.
He's
Okay.
much like Drake, and I already mentioned him, and that's Tory Lanez.
That's difficult because he's got the Chicks tapes. You know, he's got four of
he's
those.
more-
Definitely R&B.
So some of his hit, like when I think of hits of his, like his biggest or like his most big hits, I would probably say that they can tend to go kind of R&B. Like he both. So like he has both like biggest hits. So I could count Tory Lanez. I'll count him.
Let's count him.
I gotta call.
I'd count.
Yeah.
I gotta call a timeout here, like an actual timeout. Getting a thunderstorm right now by the sounds,
Yeah,
so not sure what that looks like.
you
I'm not
should
trying to
be
get-
okay.
I'm not trying to get struck by lightning here, but it doesn't seem like it's a heavy storm.
Okay.
So you guys want to do the draft lottery right now? You guys ready for that?
Yeah, we'll do the draft. Actually,
Ready?
I just have one more quick question. Never mind. I don't even need to have that quick question. I just thought to myself, we're fine. No,
No, I
we
wanna
don't
hear
need Go on.
I want to hear. it.
No, because I mentally thought of someone, and then I realized that like just because they have a couple later songs, I'm not gonna have them. And Justin Bieber could technically have like R&B songs, but he's just a pop artist, so we're just gonna go on.
I'm
And because
disgusted with all y'all.
No, Tory Lanez made me think of Canada, which made me think of Justin Bieber, which
Got
then
you.
just made me think of he has some R&B tracks, but then I was like, also at the same time, no. So
Got
we're
you,
good.
got you. Got you.
Yeah, that
Listen,
was it.
I've got a wheel of names right here. It's got Brandon. It's
Yep.
got
Let's
Kamden.
go.
It's got Keenan. It's got Kyle. You see the four.
Oh yeah.
Shouts to wheelofnames.com. Unpaid promo right there. All right,
Yeah,
so
let's go. Wheel of names.
let's tap it. So this will be for the fourth pick. We're gonna go reverse order, okay?
Okay.
So with the fourth pick in
and
the
are we
male,
going snake draft?
Yes, snake. Everyone cool with snake?
Okay.
Snake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm cool with
Word.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if you guys can see it.
We can't see it clear, but they will be able to. That's me. Is that me?
It's red. I can't tell
It is
who it
Keenan.
is.
Keenan, you got the fourth pick.
Yeah.
So you have the top
wow.
pick in the second round. Now you see 3 names: Kamden, Kyle.
Yep. Yep. Okay. That land on Kamden.
I think that's me.
Kamden.
Pick
He's
3.
got the third.
Damn it. I
Between
don't
me
like
and Petty.
Kamden
That's
being in
rough for
front of
Keenan
me.
and Cam.
All right.
I don't like Kamden being in front of me. And it looks like we've
And
got
Kyle.
Killy
Second
_
pick.
Blackness. Kyle's go second, which means Branndon gets Michael
Damn.
Jackson.
Congrats. Automatic Michael Jackson. You even get to pick.
I
I,
mean,
mean, I
obviously,
wasn't gonna do it, but I guess I have to.
no, I was gonna say, obviously, he can go whatever
You
way he
don't
wants to,
got to,
whatever
bro.
festival he wants.
Automatic MJ.
I'm having a
Whoever
Hey,
gets
I'm
first
okay.
pick.
Michael
Are
Jackson.
you okay? Are you okay? Hey.
Oh,
All right.
shit. I think that's it. I think that's it as far as ground rules. We got
So-
the picks.
Alrighty.
Just
got
gonna
Snake.
roughly go through it. Gonna roughly just go through it again real quick, just in case people in our banter couldn't fully decide. Draft, festival, however you want to place your festival. It can be a small room, it could be a big room. Whatever it is what you want, who you cater to. And Branndon, the pick is on you. We're not going to put a timer on you because we
Time
don't
out.
think you're going to take
Time out.
15 minutes to pick an artist.
One last.
Never mind. Time out. Okay.
This is
Yeah,
the
let's see.
this is the last disclaimer. This is the last ground rule. So, Brandon's first pick,
30
that'll be his headliner. So, like if this was a hypothetical flyer for a festival, his first pick is the headliner, which means he would be performing last in this event. So,
Yep.
your last pick will be your first performer,
Okay.
and then such. So, it'll be in reverse order, basically a performance.
Is it flipped? So your last pick is your first
Performer? And
performer?
your first pick is your headliner.
Okay.
And he automatically
Okay.
is the one closing
Yep.
the show. That's what the people are coming to see for the most part.
Got it.
So
Absolutely.
I don't think we need a draft timer. I think we all have our picks in mind here.
No,
so
we
I
don't.
think we'll go
Petty,
through it
without
like
further
this.
ado.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Brandon and his first pick, Barry White. Okay, let's go on.
very funny. You already know Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, number 1 overall. I
Off
mean,
the board.
I had to do it.
wait, he really did.
I mean, Kyle would have probably been really happy if you didn't. Like,
That's hilarious.
It's kind of hard.
Wait, that's your actual pick?
All right, we got him.
Yeah.
Oh
Michael
shit! All
Jackson,
right,
yeah.
there
I
we
don't
go.
know how
King
you
of
would
Pop
say no.
leading off. All right, there we go. There we go. It's me.
Hey,
You got an intro
it
for why?
sure is.
Give us some background on the Michael Jackson pick. Besides him being a cheat code,
okay.
what do you envision him performing and
so-
such?
I think I'm gonna go big festival.
You have to. With
Yeah,
it,
it's
you
definitely
got it.
definitely got to be a big festival. I guess I'm gonna let him perform all of his top hits. I mean, whatever he wants to do. I mean,
the
it's Michael
greatest
Jackson.
performer of all time.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him pick. I mean, who am I to tell
Honestly-
him what to sing?
Be like MJ, keep
I
it to
can't
off the
blame
wall,
you.
please.
I really can't.
Yeah, like,
Word.
MJ,
sing
if I
one
hear
song.
dun 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 dun, dun no, I'm out of here. I want to hear. As if it's not fun. Go on, Kyle.
All right, so my first pick,
I'm having too much fun with this.
he is definitely a derivative from MJ. He's got music spanning
I know where he's going.
25
Yeah,
years.
we all know.
Yeah,
He's got a residency in Vegas. He just made headlines with Keke Palmer for blowing up her little relationship or whatever there. It's Usher. It's the U. He's going to put on maybe not as good of a show as MJ,
I hope everyone.
but it's going to be right there.
I already wrote it down. I literally knew where you were going.
Yeah, it's Usher.
I already
It's
knew.
Usher. You can't go
you'll
wrong
be
with
able
him
to
as a
say- It might be
headliner.
backwards there, but people will be able to say it's Usher.
He's going to have a great set list. He's going to have endless songs to go through from the beginning of his career to now. Like I said, aside from MJ, he's the ultimate performer. You can't go wrong. And again, like he's gonna have hits for days, some deep cuts for days. Yeah, it's Usher. Go ahead.
I like that.
Yeah,
Kamden, don't
it's a
do
good
it,
pick.
Kamden.
So I didn't
Need you.
think he was gonna go for Usher. Now I'm a little stumped because I know Keenan's taste really well. I know my taste, and I'm thinking,
Don't do
what
it.
could better cater me, one of my favorite artists of all time, and cater the people that are still around today. So there's two guys I'm thinking of here, three really, but I'm going with The Weeknd.
Thank the
The Weeknd.
Lord.
I
Okay.
knew that was coming.
Thank the. I knew
I'm
he.
going
I
with The
was.
Weeknd. He's
See,
my favorite artist, my favorite voice. I'm going for vocal excellence in my group. I want big party. I want to have a blast. The Weeknd gets the people going. He's my probably one of my favorite musicians and artists ever. So I'm going with The Weeknd. I'm really pumped about that. I think it'll get the people there. That's my pick.
Good pick.
That's my pick. And I'm hoping Keenan passes on somebody so that I can get them on the back end. But we'll see.
I think Keenan's picking. Sorry, I was just gonna say, had this been like total R&B, Keenan would have picked Pink first overall. I think so.
Pretty please, can't you ever feel? Yeah, no. Then
She actually
Eminem
started
right
as an
after.
R&B artist. Fun fact: she started as an R&B
Or
artist.
Skylar Grey.
Skylar Grey.
That is a fun fact. But
Go ahead. Though.
so
Go ahead, my fault.
I'm keeping mine a little bit smaller. I know, obviously, that's why I posed the question early because I wanted to know if I had to. So my first pick, the headliner, artist, arguably the greatest R&B kind of ish artist of our generation, I would say, is Chris Brown. Chris Brown's the first pick of what I got here.
I thought you were going a different direction.
I think that we're going to.
I thought he
I
was
thought so too. I thought so too. I wasn't
That's a great
expecting Chris
pick.
Brown.
That's a great pick.
That is.
I think that it's kind of hard not to go Chris Brown. Especially if we're matching, we have to have star power at the first name, and regardless of whatever happened in his past, he's still a star. Like, he's a star of stars. On the list, he doesn't look out of place. So Chris Brown's there. He can obviously very much sing, has some grooves, have some bops there as well. And then my second one, here's the thing. I don't know. I want him second, but I think Kamden's going to take him. I'm not going to be able to get him. So I'm taking him now. And Anderson .Paak's going to be my second.
Oh, shit.
Anderson .Paak. Okay.
Anderson .Paak's going to be my second.
I'm shocked by your first two picks. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Anderson .Paak's got to be the second for me. There was like three people that I wanted to go with. I know Kamden's going to take the other one within the next two. And Anderson just has so many different. He might be one of the most talented musicians and artists in general on this entire thing. Obviously, we have Prince on the list, so that might trump everything. But he's
definitely
any kind
a
of facet
prodigy
he can do. He has a lot of.
He's definitely a derivative of Prince, I would say, for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
He's so good.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that
he's super talented.
I think that in a small room he could captivate people. He'll hop on himself on the drums, play a little guitar. Then obviously, I just think everything about Anderson could be great for that kind of setting that I have. So,
I gotta say,
Anderson .Paak is my second pick.
I gotta say, Ken, the first two artists you picked do not fit a small venue at all. They would have that shit turned. Like Anderson,
they don't.
Anderson
No.
.Paak.
That's a festival.
So here's the thing.
So much money for a small one.
I would.
So here's the thing.
I'm showing
it'd be
up.
dope no matter what. But Anderson .Paak is an incredible performer.
No, you're right. You're completely right. Both of them would be great. They're great performers, and I think they'd be great on a big stage. And again, I think that mine can kind of do how I'm going to have it. I think can do both if it goes the way I want it to go. But I do like them because I like them in an intimate setting because I think it would show more so of like how talented they really are as artists. So that's kind of where I go there. But Kamden, you're next.
I like it. Yep. So with my next one, I'm like, I got to think. Who is Branndon and Kyle going to pick? I got a lot of picks ahead of me. But my second favorite R&B artist of all time in my lifetime is still here. So I'm going Frank. Frank Ocean's
I thought for sure Keenan was going
to take Frank is my guy.
I thought for sure Keenan was going to take it.
I did too, and I still got him, dude. Of The Weeknd and Frank, I would be there in a
Listen,
heartbeat.
That's
I
If I had
was
those two dudes,
I was
pretty damn
no,
this
good.
They
I
are
got Frank
they are the
Ocean,
I
kings
was
of
this
all
and I was
close to
R&B.
pretty
taking
pumped
him.
about that.
They are the kings of all R&B.
I was
Yep.
this close to taking him, but I wanted Anderson so bad for this, and I
And
know,
you know I'd get
he
him on the
was
back end,
not
yeah.
going.
Pause.
He was not less. I
Mhm.
wanted it. I needed
Yep.
him. Sorry. Pause.
No,
Yeah.
I paused
I
Cam.
needed
I
him for
paused
the
Camden.
list. Oh, oh, okay. Oh, back. Yeah, okay. All right, Kyle, it is your pick now. Who are you pairing with Usher?
I'm not gonna lie. Frank wasn't on my list, but had Kamden pass on him, I was immediately considering grabbing him. But I figured one of you two for sure, and Branndon. If not, if he was available, I think any one of you three would have grabbed him. Number 2 on my list is a switch up from Usher. He's more in the vein of Anderson .Paak, not as turnt, more soulful, more stripped down. Um, Versus was big during the pandemic. 2020 to 2021 was really its peak. And this guy had a solo
Yep.
performance during a versus when it's supposed to be literally a versus, X versus E. And this guy had his own solo performance. It's D'Angelo. He's got 2 classic albums
D'Angelo.
and he could skate off that. And it's going to be much more stripped down than Usher's performance. It's going to be a completely different vibe, but that's what we're going for on my list, or on my festival, I should say, is different R&B vibes. So those are my first 2. I feel very comfortable in having an incredible
Sure.
show with Usher and
That's a good
D'Angelo. Can't wait for my next 3. Hopefully none of y'all pick them. So that's my pick. Patty, you're up.
I've got my next
Mm.
3, and I just hope they're not taken.
I'm There's a couple ways that I could go with this. I
You got
definitely there's a
back to
couple.
back, dude.
Yeah, there's
And you got back to back.
like a couple of there's a couple people that I'm definitely thinking about. I don't know if I can take him this early. I think that might be a little bit of a reach right now. I'm gonna go with Trey Songz.
Oh,
I'm gonna take Trey
shit.
Songz.
That's a good pick.
Damn. I was not
I'm gonna take
expecting
Trey
that.
Songz.
I was not expecting that.
I
I feel like
can't help but wait.
Baby making music.
he's got some good R&B songs,
Trigger
but he's
Trey.
also got some kind of more up tempo stuff too.
Yeah.
I think he's a pretty good, I guess setup for my main act, and the king of pop, Michael Jackson.
Yeah. I also have a question. So when we're going through this kind of stuff, like mentally, obviously they're doing a set at a festival. People bring out guests for a festival. Are they allowed to do that, or are they just solo? Just out of
Yeah.
curiosity.
They can bring out guests.
Because Trey Songz could bring out Drake, and do
True,
they have songs together from their past, obviously. So like,
Yeah.
so I was just curious, like if you could bring out like artists there, because that might change how. Because if you're thinking set list too, you might want to bring out like Anderson could bring out Bruno if we're doing like a guest kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
True that.
Just
true
curious. I was just curious.
That. Word.
So I guess I'm up again.
Oh yeah, you're back to back Jordan 96, 97.
I'm scared.
I'm gonna go
I'm
with
scared.
personally one of my favorite artists. I'm kind of more so going off of people that I like listening to.
Yep.
I'm gonna go T-Pain. I'm a big T-Pain fan,
Good pick.
so that's.
I'll trade you.
We got a trade offer.
I just think
I'll trade you.
T-Pain's got so many hits.
T-Pain got hits for sure. That's a good pick.
He does. It's a really
King of
good
auto
pick.
tune.
You want that love, you know,
Andy can
And
sing.
he's an excellent singer.
Yeah,
Rapper turned singer.
yeah. T-Pain's gonna be my my third artist.
Dude was the monster. in
Nappy
The
boy.
Masked Singer.
He was on every in the Masked Singer.
Bro,
He was a feature.
He low-key had pipes on there, dude.
he did. He was killing it.
Oh,
All right, with
man.
my,
I'm already in. I already love this.
For my third act, and I'm not gonna lie, who I've got at 4 and 5, I'm really scared, especially number 4. But I don't feel like my number 4 act could follow my first 2. So my guy who's gonna bridge the gap here. One of my favorite R&B acts, very underrated. He can rap, he can sing, he can do house music, he could do
Mm.
a little bit of reggae if you needed to. He's got a bunch of vibes, and that's Ty Dolla $ign, one of my favorite artists. He will
Ty Dolla
super
$ign.
talented. Yeah, Ty Dolla $ign. He's gonna be my third act after
I don't
Usher.
know why I
D'Angelo.
didn't have him written down.
I didn't even think of Ty Dolla $ign.
I didn't have him
I
written
really
down,
didn't.
but
I
the
had him as a
fact that
rapper
you
in my
said
head,
it,
but
it makes
sense.
for Kyle and how I picture Kyle's, it makes so much sense. Not a great pick, but it just makes so
Now
much
I'm scared though for my fourth and fifth because like I feel like especially my fourth pick, hypothetically, I feel like he might be in your
Who
guys'
knows?
mix, but I'm hoping not. So we'll see. I got some time to wait.
Yeah.
I'm really worried about Kamden. Like Kamden, I know
Who knows? You
I
might not. I don't know.
you
I don't know. So,
just don't.
is it my pick?
It's your
It's your
pick.
pick.
Just
We'll see.
don't do what
Okay.
I want you. I don't want you.
So, my next pick. I'm loving this draft because it's like who I listen to.
For sure.
And my next pick, to me, was the king of R&B in my lifetime. I'm going with The Dream, hands down.
Shouts to you. Shouts
man.
to you.
Sing that.
Shouts to you.
That
I'm mad
dude
I
can
didn't
sing.
have
He's
him.
got-
I was hoping
He's the
I'd get. I was
best.
hoping I'd get him at 4.
Shouts to
I'm
the
loving
Dream.
my list right now, but I can. How can I not get The Dream?
Camden.
He was amazing. He literally made the path for the two guys that I got ahead of him.
That's
He's
a
the
great
man.
pick. That's
Dream
a
is
fantastic
extremely
pick.
Thank you.
underrated.
I'm loving my team.
That's-
Extremely underrated. Extremely underrated.
So underrated.
He deserves his flowers.
He
He
does.
does. He really does.
Camden, I cocoached you in basketball.
There's some,
Like that just paid off for like anything. Like I hope that's what you took away from me coaching you in basketball. Is that the Dream's a great artist. Like I don't even care about anything else.
Yes.
Like
Sure.
much respect. Much respect.
Yep.
I'm mad that I didn't pick him.
there's
Appreciate it.
Dang.
Kid, who you
I
got?
have exactly.
I'm loving
what I
it.
want. Okay. I know, like I feel like I know like Kyle's next two picks almost. Like I feel like I know where he wants to go with it. But they're not where I want to take. So my next one I've got is Miguel. I think
Ooh.
Miguel is
Oh,
very underrated.
That was gonna be my perfect lineup if I snagged
Dang.
It
Miguel.
was one of my
Bro.
I
emergency
think that
picks.
Miguel is super underrated. I very
pick.
much love
Good pick.
Miguel. I'm taking this guy here, even though I kind of want him to open, but I know Camden's gonna take him, but has a chance to take him.
No.
But yes,
You're
it's
gonna make me
Leon
take
Bridges.
forever.
Leon Bridges is being taken now. I'm
You
not
just
allowing.
took two of my guys.
I am not allowing Leon Bridges to get out of my set. Like this.
That was
I
a
think.
Camden
I mean, to
specific
me, he
pick
had the
right
best
there.
album of. It was me.
That
I
my
was.
guy.
I talked to him before you guys were on. I said he was almost LeBron James in the sense of there was a 0% chance he was going to go without being picked. Not that he is LeBron James-esque, but literally how there's a 0% chance he was going to go through 20 picks without being picked by one of us two. So I'm glad that I got him because I think that he, in 2021, I believe it was, had the best album of 2021 in my personal opinion when we went through albums, which was the Gold Digger soundtrack. Absolutely love him. So he has to be here, and I think him opening up, especially in that small setting, would be phenomenal. So, Kamden, you go.
It's a great pick. You took two of my guys.
Yes.
So,
I'm so glad I got
it's
him.
really making me go to like my reserve area.
I've got
So
four
I'm
people
thinking-
left. If all four of them taken, I might just forfeit my fifth pick. Like I might just have someone else take it.
So what I'm thinking is my man that Branndon got, T-Pain is gone, but I need that vibe there.
Yep.
So I'm going Akon.
Oh shit!
I'm going Akon
Good pick.
because I
Okay.
need that. I need
Didn't
that
even
sound
think
in
of
my
it.
group.
Didn't
I
even
need
think
that
of him, but
sound
it
in my
makes
group.
so much sense.
I need it there. He's gonna help get people there that are older. I like Akon's music; it's fun,
Yep.
and I could get some fun features with that.
And
Some
when he
fun
bring
artists
and when
coming
he
out.
brings out Jeezy for Soul Survivor, he'll be.
Yep.
Oh shit!
Yep.
Have me at the festival.
I think
God, I
the
can't
features
sleep.
on
No,
the
Akon could
album
bring out-
that
Hill
he
for-
could really rock.
Akon could bring out R. Kelly for Locked Up, and
Eminem.
he could bring out Eminem for
bring out
Smack
so
That.
many people.
But he bring out R. Kelly for Locked Up. They can have the
Mhm.
felon gear on.
He'll bring out Lil Wayne
Cancel
for
that
Out Here
concert.
Grinding. So then he'll be great.
Out Here grinding. Yeah, he can do all his Khaled hits. We taking over. Damn, I didn't even think of that. That'd be
Yep.
Akon.
Oh, man.
Akon would set it off.
No,
I didn't even
Akon.
think of Akon.
Akon. No, he really would.
Yeah.
Akon really would.
So I'm going with Akon.
Word. Well, I feel great that I can pick this artist. I was scared that Keenan or Kamden would take him. Kamden definitely went more old school than I was expecting, getting the Dream there and just picking Akon. But my number 4, one of my favorite R&B acts of this generation and of all time, shouts to Trap Soul. It's Bryson Tiller. Bryson Tiller at number 4.
Oh,
It's a good pick.
Yeah, Kyle, that was one of the 2 picks I had for you. I feel like I know your 5th one. Like I mentally feel like I know like where you're going because of who
We
you
shall
are.
see.
But
I'm scared to death of Brandon's
That's
picks,
okay.
but
we'll see. But I feel Branndon can go there too. Also, little sidebar here. I want to say, because obviously I had to edit it. Good pod, both of you. I liked your Utopia
thank you.
review.
Appreciate that.
I think it went very
Appreciate that. Would love to hear both.
appreciate it.
Would love
No
to hear
problem.
both of
That was
y'all Utopia thoughts too. But we'll have more music on the way, so we got plenty of time for that too.
well. Yeah, absolutely. But I think you guys did well with that. Branndon,
that.
you're good to go with your 4th
Appreciate
pick. No problem.
All right, I'm gonna go with one of my favorite artists. I think also too he can kind of pump the crowd up a little bit, and also he's got good slow R&B songs. I'm gonna go with Black.
Ooh, that's a good pick. It's a great pick.
Good pick.
Great pick.
He's one of my favorite artists. I think like I said, I think he treads that line to where he could get the crowd pumped up, and he's also I feel like he's got a pretty deep catalog. And to me, he doesn't miss.
How do you feel about his last
6
album?
Lack.
6 Lack.
I liked it.
I haven't gave it a good listen because it's long.
I thought it was pretty good.
Word. Yeah, like you said, he doesn't miss. He's a great artist.
It's definitely on the longer side. I think.
He's a great
I
artist.
could definitely I sat down and listened to it in like 2 or 3 settings. Like it took me a hot minute. And then I think for my last pick, there's like 3 people I can go with here. I'm gonna go with Party.
Fuck
Next
you,
Door.
Brandon, yo. What the fuck?
Good pick.
That was literally what I thought Kyle was going with.
I'm gonna go with Party Next Door.
I'm gonna send
I
this
would
guy
have
a
bet
trade
my
too,
house
man.
on-
Fuck out of here. Party Next Door.
I would have bet
even
my
know.
entire house that Kyle was picking Party Next Door. I really would have.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick.
I'll wait until after the draft to say who I'm. Actually,
Especially because you could bring up Drake too with him. You could legitimately bring out Drake, especially to open.
yeah.
If you brought Drake
Yeah.
out to open that
Yeah.
thing, come on now. that's a concert. That's a festival.
Damn. That
That's
hurts.
a festival.
That hurts. I almost got all
I
5.
think that the 5 is pretty. I think that opener.
You got a versatile 5.
absolutely.
You go from
Listen,
Party.
they play-
Party's gonna be
this thing
talking.
Come and see me to start off. Whew.
Party's gonna be saying some toxic shit, and then it ends with MJ talking about man in the mirror. You're gonna have all kinds of emotions in that building.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, Mr. Steal Your Girls right before MJ. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And then
You got
Billy,
T-Pain.
she's not my lover.
Yep.
After that, like,
Bro, I am
go
upset
to a
right now.
bartender
I ain't
with
get
Mr.
Party
Steal
Next
Your
Door.
Girl.
I'm upset. All right, my pick. So
Yep.
my emergency picks were Miguel. My 5th pick was gonna be Party.
Yep.
So it's between
Yep.
Brent Faiyaz. Am I gonna pick him? You know what? He's in the same vein as Party. I was gonna say Brent or Jeremiah. Jeremiah doesn't fit. I don't feel like. I feel like we already got that with Dollar. So I'm gonna settle with Brent Faiyaz here. He's gonna be bringing all the toxicity I wanted Party to bring with all the slow jams. Brandon Petty might be banned from this podcast for taking Party Next Door right before me. I almost had I just want to preface this. I got to preface this. Brandon Petty messages me earlier and he says, I got 30 to 40 artists lined up. Like he's got backup. I come on here and I tell Cam,
I was doing this at work today.
word. Like, yo, you put in your research. I come on here before Brandon got on. I tell Keenan and Kamden the same thing. I'm like, hey, Brandon Petty's got 30, 40 artists deep. Like, he put in his work. Keenan goes, yeah, I got 25 to 30. Kamden goes, yeah, I got 25 to 30. I'm like, I got like 8 artists hoping that none of them get picked. And I almost made it there. So I almost made it. So I'm proud of myself for that. So, Yeah, no party. We'll go with Brent Fayez.
Yeah.
He's a great artist. He's gonna bring the toxicity.
80% clip.
80% clip.
Brent Fayez is good.
Yeah, and he's gonna be the opener. He'll he'll have a nice toxic vibe to start it off. He'll be talking his shit. That party was supposed to, but great. Great
Yeah,
pick.
no,
great
I honestly thought that was your fifth pick. I would have bet
welcome on the WDP.
house that you.
Yeah, you could have bet it. It was there.
I had a feeling.
And I told Brandon earlier, I'm like, you're the
I had a
only
feeling you were
one
gonna
I
go
think
with
is gonna
Party.
take the artists that are like in my deep cuts. Like if I can get Usher, I'm pretty sure no one's gonna take D'Angelo. But after that, I was like, I'm not sure. Dollar Bryson.
D'Angelo, like I could have predicted 80%. D'Angelo was the only one I wouldn't have guessed. Usher, I already wrote down before you thought. Ty Dolla $ign, I didn't think of, but it makes so much sense for you. Bryce, as people will see, I literally had already written down. Bryson Tiller makes perfect sense in Party. I thought you were going those back to back. So
you know me well.
Whew.
You know me well.
I do, and it's a great vibe. Like, don't worry, that festival's a great vibe. Like me
and Brandon gonna scrap it out as
a
festival promoters for Party Next Door. Throw the bag at Party.
He wants my opener.
Yeah, exactly.
And then,
on who's gonna open.
Yeah.
Look at MJ. All right.
Oh man.
I had to do it. I mean,
listen,
Great picks.
I'm kind
Great
of glad
picks
I
all
didn't
around.
have the first pick because like I wanted to build around something that wasn't MJ, but like I couldn't not take him. It's hard not to do. But yeah, Kamden, you are. Yeah, he's a cheat code. Like, but Kamden, you are on the board.
So I'm in between two people right now. One of them, Kyle mentioned, Jeremiah. He's got so many features that could go in with this man. I love his music. And then I might go with Givian because I really like his music.
That was one person I was thinking of.
And I think that's where my heart's going. I'm also thinking Neo, but I'm going Givian because Givian really brought me in from right when I heard his music. I was like, this is my guy. So that's what I'm going with. Givian.
I was actually listening to him prior to us being on because I was getting myself in an R&B mood. He was going to be one of them. So I've got like 4 people right now. Mentally, I don't need to bring out Bruno because I have Anderson, and I think I can get Bruno with Anderson.
That'd be a solid pick.
I can say them all out loud because it would be Neo, Blast, and BJ the Chicago Kid are the 3 people that I'm deciphering between. And I think I'm going to go with BJ the Chicago Kid when my mind wants.
It's a great pick.
When my mind wants to
pick.
go with Blast.
That's a really good pick. I didn't think he fit my vibe, but he was in my idea.
Yeah, see, like, and then also Daniel Caesar was another one that I was like, he fits
that's another good artist.
He fits the smaller venue, which is why I was thinking.
Imagine
like,
how fire our festival...
my artist can go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I know you're good, Kyle. You go.
No, I was just gonna say, imagine how fire our festival would be with like all of our leftovers. Like that alone would be a crazy festival with all the people we did not pick.
Yeah, like
on
our list.
We like our festival could be Prince, Neo, John Legend, Daniel Caesar, Bruno. Like
by
that,
the way,
like
Prince
that
is rolling
alone,
over in
that's
his
a
grave.
5.
Prince is rolling over in his grave for not being picked.
Yeah, we all left him out.
I was gonna throw Keith Sweat on my list, but I didn't want. If I wasn't gonna take Michael Jackson, I was gonna take Keith Sweat.
Number 1
at my first pick.
Damn.
If I didn't have number 1 overall, not at number 1. No, if I had like 2 through 4, I would have taken Keith Sweat.
So here's the thing. If you would have taken, say, Prince at your 5th in the Kyle Party, you could have had Mike and Prince, which would have been literally a cheat code for the concert would have been over. Like it's the dream team.
I have him literally 4th on my list, and I looked at it and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that.
I should have picked
you
Prince.
You could have
5th.
had Prince and Mike at the same thing, but Kyle, you went with Brent instead because you wanted to go with that man. But no, I love all of these lists. All of our festivals, they fit obviously the person who picked them so well. I really do. our headliners are MJ, The Weeknd, Chris Brown, and Usher. Like those all looking at a festival with those people headlining. You're like, okay,
I just
we're
want to
gonna have
say
ourselves a good
Yep.
time.
I got two.
Oh
I
yeah.
got two comments that surround Michael Jackson. One is that was
Yep.
like our biggest argument, like about like what artists can and can't make it, and the only one that got picked out of them was really
Yeah.
MJ. But the best part about it, the biggest claim
Yeah.
that Michael Jackson does belong, the other three headliners, Chris, Usher, and The Weeknd, are all very heavily influenced by Michael Jackson, like undeniably heavily
Oh,
influenced
absolutely.
Yeah.
by Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like Usher and Chris
Yep.
Brown, you can see it, and with The Weeknd, you can hear it. You know, and he even did a Dirty Diana cover. So those three,
Mhm.
you don't get those three without MJ. So that's his
Yep.
biggest case for absolutely being in this
You don't.
festival. So yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. This is a lot of fun. I can't wait for our next
No,
draft.
this was
This
a
was
lot
Yeah.
of
That
fun.
was fun. That was fun.
I think the
That was
women
fun.
one's gonna be harder for me. I really do.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
gonna be tough.
But I mean,
It's gonna be
because
real
I
tough.
need the first pick in that. Like that, I'm having the first pick. Like I need.
Is that the one
first
y'all want to
pick.
do next, or you
That's
want to
all I
switch
have
it
to
up the genre? Or do you want to keep it R&B and go women's R&B?
I'm
I'm
feel
happy
like-
with anything, dude.
I'd either like
Yeah,
to
I feel
go
like
women's R&B or hip hop. But if we
we'll
did
talk.
hip hop, would you want to go like certain? I was just thinking we
Hip
could
hop
go
would
like
be
certain
fun if you had
eras.
to add a woman. If you had to add a woman rapper in your thing too, like just
Yeah.
one woman, but everybody else you could do whatever you want. But you need at least one girl. That'd be
That would
dope too.
We could
That
do a
would be-
women's rap
That would be
festival
dope.
too.
Yeah.
That would be
Hashtag no
It'd be
name.
definitely interesting.
a women's rap festival. We'd probably have to only go like 4D. I mean, we could go five.
Go
We
five,
could probably pick five.
No name, bro.
No name's
Lauren,
tough. No name's
Nikki, Lil
Yep.
Kim,
tough. Foxy,
and plenty of them. Foxy, yeah.
Carisha,
I'd probably have
Ice
Angel
Spice.
Hayes opening it up.
Lil Kim.
Ice Spice.
Angel Hayes is a name I have not heard in a
Lotto,
long ass
Cardi.
time. Barty.
Angel Hayes.
I was gonna
gang.
say Lotto, Cardi.
hmm
Oh, I would say Cardi could headline one of those and be fire.
I'm trying to think of a
Okay,
random
alright.
ass female.
You could throw Sexy Red on
Sexy
there.
Red.
Ooh, sexy red. On.
Who
Oh
else? Who
man,
else?
no, that
Pick a
would be
random
fun.
one. That would be fun.
But
We
for
got
a
we got a lot of
woman's-
options with this. We got a lot of options, and we'll be digging into the options.
No, it
That would be
it
fun.
really does, and it's because we can go 2010s hip hop, 2000s, 90s. We can go 80s. Like we could go like if we wanted to split it up between that, or if we wanted to split it up kind of West Coast, East Coast. Like we could
And then
do a lot with hip hop and make that really interesting. But I like my five. I really do like my five.
I like my five too.
I'm happy with my five.
Most definitely. I gotta say.
I mean,
this-
Kamden,
Oh, go ahead.
I'll trade you Miguel for Frank Ocean.
No, not a chance.
No.
You said nah.
My top three are untouchables.
Cam, props on the dream pick.
My top three are untouchables.
Props on the dream pick because he was one of my backups.
Yeah, that was a solid pick. That's
Yeah.
a sleeper
You
pick
swooped in
right
on
there.
It
I
really
love that
was.
pick.
The-
Cam,
the
favorite
dream-
dream song?
The dream's
Yeah.
fire. The dream
Favorite
is
dream
fire.
song?
I mean, like the one that comes off through my head is
Falsetto,
falsetto.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
that song.
That's
Rockin' that shit is good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the dream is my man. I love the dream.
Dream is super talented. Super
Love
talented.
the dream.
Uh,
Yep.
so
And
actually,
he has that
Go
this
on.
whole thing on. He's not on Spotify or nothing, but he did a whole cover of Sam Cooke songs that is fire.
Really?
Is fire.
Really?
If you
I did
haven't
not
heard
know
him
that.
singing those Sam Cooke songs, it's so
I
good.
did not know that.
Yep.
I had no idea you did that.
no idea there.
That's
So
what's up.
good.
I'm gonna look that up.
So actually, I have a question about this festival here.
Sure.
Which song would you have your headliner open with, and which song would you have him close
Damn.
if you got to choose?
That's a tough question.
It's a very tough question.
That's a tough shit. That's
We'll
tough.
go in order. So Brandon start. We'll go in order with that one. That's a tough question.
Yeah, thank God I get most time to think.
Say this again. I need the song that is gonna start and end for each person.
No, just for your headliner. So like,
Okay.
what's the weekend starting with, and what's the
Yep.
weekend ending with?
Oh, okay.
So like, what's Michael Jackson starting with, what's Mike ending with, and we can do it for all of them if you want. But like, just what are they starting
take a
with,
while.
and ending with? Yeah, just wanted to see.
That's tough. tough. All right, so I think opener. That's tough. I guess opener would be Beat It, and then
One of my favorites.
closer would be either PYT, Pretty Young Thing, or Thriller. I don't know. That's
Pretty Young Thing closing would be fire. Not that any of them wouldn't be fire because they're all fire, but
I think I think I am going to go with PYT to close. I think that's a great song. I think I'm going to go with that to close.
True.
I like
Yeah,
it.
we'll do that.
I
Yeah,
like
we'll Beat It and then PYT. Yeah.
Good choices. Damn,
I like it.
with Usher, I think
All right, Kyle, you?
with Usher, I think you'd want to say like, yeah, makes the most sense, but I've heard that song enough for my lifetime. Like if I never heard Yeah again, I'd be okay with it. I've heard it so much, so
Absolutely agree.
I agree.
yeah.
Agree.
Absolutely
So
agree. Couldn't agree more.
I'm backstage at this festival. Usher walks past me, and I'm like, hey, Ush, hey, Ursh, like,
Ursher, baby.
I know you're a world famous artist, but I'm gonna tell you what to open with. Oh shit! I would tell him. I would tell him to probably open up with. Damn, what's that one? Da-da-da, da-da-da. Let me look. It would be between Nice and Slow. What's the other one that's off that album that's big? Or it might be even earlier. It might be like his first single even. So it might be that.
Like Let It Burn or something
No. It's like early Usher.
earlier.
I'm not sure.
I think it might. Is it?
You
My
remind
Way?
me?
No. That's 8701. This is like 90s Usher.
Uh,
It might be My
okay.
Way.
I don't.
Nope, it's not My Way. No, it is My Way. Yeah, so he's gonna open with My Way or Nice and then he'll go into Nice and
My
Slow.
Way.
He'll start with My Way and then he'll end with You Got It Bad.
Yeah, I don't know
Pretty
how
good.
you end.
Yeah, that's good.
I may even start with You Got It Bad. That high note at the beginning just to start off. If you got it fire,
That would set the shit
But
off
no,
if he
ending with
started
that
with
would
You
be
Got
great.
It Bad. That would set the shit off.
Yeah.
That is my favorite
You'd be like,
Usher
oh
song.
God, he's here. He's in the building.
Bitches will be fading shit.
People falling over left and right.
Usher. Cam, what would you start with?
It is so hard because like especially the closer, it's tough to tell an artist like what you're gonna close with. That's so hard.
Yeah,
But
telling what they're gonna do is crazy.
No, you're gonna end with this song.
Hey,
I
Weekend,
think
do
to
this.
Really, yep. I think to set up, to set up our whole vibe, right? We're gonna want to do the Weekend's opening track to his first career launching House of Balloons album. I think I'm opening with High for this. I really do. I think that's where I'm working with and trying to feel that one out. And that's his first song that I heard personally. I really like that. And then I really don't know how I want to close, to be honest. But I think I would. I don't know. It's tricky.
There's a lot of different places you can go with that.
There's
for
so many
sure.
Different. There's so many different ways. I could go with Often. I
That's
could
what I
go
was
with.
thinking.
That's what I'm thinking off the top of my head. I think that would be fire to end off with. I think I'm gonna go with Often. I think I would want him to end with Often.
Yes, we've been doing this.
It's a solid choice.
No, I like that.
Can't
a
go
lot.
wrong because
And
everything in between with all these is gonna be like 10 out of 10. You know what I
So
mean?
good.
Yeah.
But I also
Yeah,
low
yeah.
key would want like it's more of his like more underrated albums of Kissland, but those songs go so hard. And I would also low key want him to do something from there, but I think I would go with
Ooh.
like Pretty would be dope or anything from that album.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm the Weekend, I might start off with Crew Love.
right? Oh my
Mm,
gosh, with Drake.
Ooh,
I mean,
That
you
is
could
an
do that
original.
middle, but
That is an original Weekend song.
Yep.
you could start off with Crew Love. I mean, why? I mean, obviously, where you
that'd be
started,
sick.
it's great. I'm not trying to. I'm just thinking. I was
Yep.
just thinking. I was like, wait a second, that actually could be
Yep.
fire.
that
Mm-hmm.
would be. Oh damn.
Okay, so Chris Brown, where I'm starting. I don't want to start with Forever. I'm gonna throw that in the middle, possibly. I mean, I think I'm gonna start off with She Ain't You. I think I'm
Damn.
gonna start off it.
S
I
double
think I'm
U
starting
V.
off there,
That's a good one.
and because I'm trying to keep it, more R&B. Like, I'm gonna allow like Run It and things like that to be in the middle, and I can't help it. I have to end with Yo, Excuse Me, Miss. I got
That's a great song.
I,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
I've
Yep.
got to end
Taking it
with
back
Yo.
to 15 year
Aside
old
from
Chris Breezy.
yeah, I've got like that's maybe my favorite Chris Brown song.
Mm.
Like that's one of them. So I think I've got to do. I got to do it. That's mine. That was tough though. Like I don't. That was.
There's
Yeah.
so many songs you can go with for him.
There really is. Like because he just
I
puts
mean,
out
he's
so
got
much music.
yeah, he's got a ton. I mean, hell, the last couple of albums he's put out, he's got 40, 50 songs on
Yeah.
all of them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends on like. I could go. I mean, if I really wanted to turn it up, I could go like Party. I mean, I'll take Usher. I'll take your headliner and just say, "Hey, come over to mine. We can have a blast over here on my song." Kyle, I'll take your headliner. That's cool. But
Look at me now.
yeah,
You
no.
could bring out Drake technically.
I'm no guidance is getting brought out. Drake will be brought out. There's no doubt in my mind. Aubrey's gonna be on the set.
I mean, you can bring out literally pretty much every big artist.
Yeah,
You know, with Chris
Mhm.
well,
Brown.
you really can. I mean, I wouldn't because it's rapping, but I really could even bring out Kendrick if I wanted to in Autumn Leaves. Like if
Yep.
I really
Yeah.
wanted to, Kendrick could at least show face. So,
Yep.
but yeah, absolutely, I like that. Is there any other points you guys wanted to touch on this list?
I don't think so.
Any other R&B points you want to touch on here at all?
Is
Because
there
this was a lot of fun.
my last
Definitely.
question?
It was a blast.
My last question would be: is there any other personal touch that y'all would do for your personal festival? Like, is there anything specific to your festival that you would do with this lineup? Like, is there a specific venue? Is there a specific like maybe no features, or maybe you can? I mean, obviously we're talking about features, but you know, anything specific to your festival.
I would have features, and I would honestly make mine. The attire would have to be like not full suit and tie, but we have to have dress attire.
Dress code.
Like formal.
It'd be a formal. I
Yeah.
want a formal. That's why I'm thinking small room. I'm wanting formal, and that's why I started with "She Ain't You" because I think like he in the video he's dancing like Mike. It's kind of an homage to like, and he took a Paul Abdul song. I can't think of the name of the Paul Abdul song that he sampled there, but yeah, I know. I think actually never mind. I think that's undecided. I lied. Regardless, anyways, but that I would go formal. I'd go formal.
Word.
I'm going big, dude. With my people, with the weekend closing, I'm going big. It could be. I don't care if it's indoor, outdoor. I think I prefer out indoor, but I'm going big. I'm going big. People are partying, having a great time. Having a great time.
Jay-Z, tell the
I'm having
NFL we
fun.
need stadiums too.
Yep.
We need stadiums too here. I'm gonna go.
Any
We'll sell out
specific-
Dallas.
Any specific like is it in the West Coast, in the East Coast? Like where's it at?
Well, I'm an East Coast person.
There we
man,
go.
So
New York?
I'm East Coast.
New York, Philly?
I think New York would be
DC?
dope. I think Philly. I think DC. I think Miami would be dope.
Ooh,
Any of those
dope.
places would be sick.
Kyle, yours has to be in Miami. Like,
I was thinking Atlanta
Yeah.
with mine.
oh, you were thinking that's fair. I
But-
just know how much you love Miami, so that's
It's
why I was just
true.
thinking you and you love
That's true.
Miami.
That's true. Yeah, I think mine would be in Atlanta. It would be somewhere south with Usher, D'Angelo, and the rest. I could even DC fits as well. DC's definitely got soul.
Might have mine around Silicon Valley. I think I'm just gonna have everything about
Silicon
it.
Valley.
I think I'm just gonna have everything about it formal and like high end. I like the high end.
like a limited Coachella, basically. You got it.
Yeah, kind of like
Pretty much. Yeah,
that's kind of what we're gonna have. Like it's obviously you've got to not that you have to be of every bit of note, but like it's gonna be a little pricey to get in. It's gonna be a little pricey, but you're coming there. You're gonna have yourself a great time. The music's gonna be great. I got a lot of talent, which is what I kind of went for because I wanted this to be like a. Not that you guys don't have talent, obviously they're all talent, but I just wanted it to be a showcase of excellence from all of these people to be like, man, I left there and I was like, this is crazy.
Facts. We all got wild lineups.
I think I would do mine down in Miami. I think Miami or the West Coast.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it in your home, Jacksonville? Just do it at your house?
Definitely not Jacksonville.
Bring Michael Jackson to the Jacksonville Jaguars Stadium.
Yeah. I think
Mike,
that might be the last place I want to do a concert.
Here's Trevor Lawrence, Mike. Here's Christian Kirk.
Have Mark Brunell introduce him.
Here's old school David Garrard and Fred Taylor.
Bring out Byron Leftwich.
Here's Keenan McCardell.
Oh my gosh.
You remember Maurice
Jimmy Smith and Fred
Jimmy Smith,
Taylor.
yeah.
Maurice Jones-Drew? You want him? Yeah. Be hilarious. Just have the greats.
Urban Meyer.
Urban, oh God.
Listen.
All the Jacksonville greats.
Listen, Urban would be wild to have in the building. Urban would be
That'd be a lot.
I think Urban would be kicked out of that
That's
concert.
true. He wouldn't
Listen,
be allowed.
we were mentioning the R. Kelly concert earlier. Urban's at the R. Kelly concert.
For real. I'm ashamed to
He's
say.
got front row seats.
I'm ashamed to say I thought about R. Kelly with my 5th pick.
It's hard not to. He's such a great artist.
He's got so many great
as
songs,
an artist,
but they're nasty to think about because of what the fuck he was probably thinking about when he wrote these nasty ass songs. But they're
yeah, like if you're just thinking I'm a flirt, or you're like oh man, who are you flirting with, sir?
Which, by the way,
you speaking to?
T-Pain bodied that remix, by the way.
Absolutely,
T-Pain into
absolutely. Or as the remix to Ignition, like you're like, okay,
oh man, we
what?
lose Ignition. We lost Ignition.
Yeah, we lost Ignition, which is hard. But like again, he did it to himself. It's like sorry.
Yep. I mean, it's hard to pick them. I mean, it really is. It's damn near impossible.
No, it
We all
really.
passed.
If we went 10, I think you have to. Like, I think at like you just like you might have like a closed like intimate like not intimate. Sorry, you might have a closed wide setting of people, and then you let him do his thing, and people are like, wow, this was a great like different venue opener, and then you go into everything else. But artistry wise, he's phenomenal, and he would honestly, artistry wise, he could be any headliner, like they're easy.
Yep.
But
easy,
but it's hard. Yeah, I think we need to do women R&B next, and I think we need to do.
I think that'll be fun. I think it'll be difficult too. I think it'll definitely be like a good challenge.
I think it'd be a great challenge.
I feel like there will be much more dissension in that one than there was this one. Like this one honestly went kind of how I thought it would go. I thought for the most part we'd be out of each other's way, but there'd be a few that overlap, and that's for the most part what happened. I think with female R&B, we will be like, for most of them, be like, oh shit, that's who I was gonna pick. Like I think there's gonna be a lot of overlap.
It's a lot smaller list. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like your first, like Beyonce's headlining one of ours, Rihanna's probably headlining one of ours, Whitney probably could headline, or like Aretha Franklin, depend like wherever you went. I mean, if you go that old with Aretha, depending on who you are, but like,
can I just say right now, I don't even think I'd have Rihanna eligible. I think Rihanna's pop.
What?
She started pop.
Hey,
someone name me the. Can someone name me the Rihanna R&B album? Can someone?
Anti.
I guess, yeah.
Her latest album, no.
That would be the only one. That would literally be the only one.
You could just play that album and you'd be okay.
That's a great album, but That's the only one.
I'd start right off with Desperado. Sitting in old Monte Carlo, you could play Anti.
You could. I think she's. I think she's more pop than MJ when it comes to that.
Rihanna's she is. I just
You gotta
don't.
define this pop word.
Popular artist.
Doesn't say.
She plays on top.
Good
40
Girl
radio.
Gone Bad. Good Girl Gone Bad, as technically she has under R&B and soul for her genre. I mean, we could go Unfaithful.
Pop?
No, Alicia Keys can't be.
Yeah, Alicia.
I don't know. I don't know what Kyle's road
can't
is.
be.
Alicia's R&B.
If John Legend, I was gonna say if John Legend's R&B,
Alicia
Keys
came in the
can't.
game R&B.
Some
Like she's.
people want it all.
Okay.
But
Also,
Rihanna-
Mary J could open for somebody.
Mary J. Blige, yeah.
Oh, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But my
Listen,
my early throw out for controversial artists who could go either way, I would say Rihanna. No, that's me.
Branndon, I don't know where you think. Me and Kamden clearly have her in, but I don't know where you think.
I just know that's going to be that's going to be a 20-minute discussion for Rihanna. I just know it.
I'll say this when it comes up.
Open up the
But
next pod with
let's
her.
take Anti out of the equation. We take Anti out. Now give me the what's the one that leans R&B out of any of those?
They say good girls go bad.
What?
Or good girl, good girl will go bad. They say that's R&B and soul. That's what they tell. That's what the streets are telling me.
I'd have to see the track list.
I mean, I do have to agree based off the Michael Jackson method, how we went.
But then it's saying
how Kyle
pop
went
here.
through and,
It just depends on the
yeah.
song.
But like, dude, I don't know how The Weeknd counts because he's so popular.
But he came in all R&B. Like he wasn't even like.
Yeah, he was R&B
But he's just so popular.
7,
Like
8 years.
like Michael Jackson came in an R&B kind of soul way.
True, but like Weeknd was like Michael Jackson's Michael Jackson. Like he's literally his own thing. You know what I mean? Weeknd got so popular, he crossed over. You know what I mean? He's doing pop music now. Whereas the first 6-7 years, the albums, like even if they had pop tracks on them, they were mainly R&B. I don't know if we can say the same
from 2011 up until 2017.
Yeah.
2018.
I don't know if we can say the same for Ree. That's the.
I think looking at Unapologetic, Love Song with Future, I wouldn't say that's pop. Stay could kind of go as a kind of a tweener.
I'd say that's pop.
I think. I'd see. Here's the thing. I think hers is interesting. I think Unapologetic could bridge it.
Let me put it like this: if someone's introducing Rihanna right now, if you go, "Hey, no one's saying R&B artist Rihanna," they're gonna say world-renowned pop artist Rihanna. You know,
But they'd say the same thing about Beyonce.
maybe, but I mean, she's.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Beyonce's in it. I'm
But
not doing it if
this is what
Beyonce's
I'm
not in it.
thinking.
So that's like
Is
you'll have a
Rihanna more
pot of
Beyonce
three.
or is she more T Swift? You know, she's definitely more Beyonce than Taylor Swift.
I would disagree with that.
See, I was
Come on.
I'm a fucking
I'd
like.
see-
I'm
You
someone.
think Rihanna's
I'm
more
someone who
Taylor
would
Swift?
take. Listen, I'm someone who like as an artist, I like Rihanna more than Beyonce, and I think Beyonce's
Right.
far more R&B than Rihanna for sure.
I think you're crazy for that, but I mean I get it. But I think
Outside of
my personal opinion is crazy.
outside of Anti, I mean, go through her singles. Most of those are pop. A lot of those are not R&B tracks. I'll give you Umbrella. A lot of those are techno. A lot of those are like she's got a lot of house and techno shit. A lot.
like Disturbia, Don't Stop the
I'm
Music.
saying.
Yeah, I'm saying from Unapologetic and Anti, she kind of gets into the R&B. I think I would classify her as R&B. I really do, and I think you could headline with her, and I think you could get an R&B set. But you know what? That could be an argument for a different time, a different place.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're gonna have. I just know now. I need this soon because football season's coming up where things are going to be saturated. We still got about a month away from that. I don't know if you guys are available to do possibly next week.
Absolutely.
But we could do.
I'm available.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm available. Yeah.
Same kind of maybe Thursday of next week. Same kind of thing.
Yeah, if we
Yeah.
could do earlier, sure.
Sounds good to me.
If you got,
Yeah, I'm good with that.
if we could
If
do
we-
earlier,
if we can-
if not, Thursday works perfectly.
Yeah, either way, but
Yeah.
definitely.
Any
Wait,
day but
Thursday
Monday
might.
works for me.
Thursday actually might not work. Maybe Wednesday or something. But we can figure out a date. But next week definitely. And I just know I need the number one pick. So whatever Kyle needs to do on his way to get me number one. So Beyonce headlines for me. Like that's a guaranteed
Spoiler
pick
alert.
for me.
Every section's
It's not-
gonna say Keenan.
It's not. It's not a spoiler alert for me. If she can, she's headlining my show. I don't think it's a spoiler really for me. I'm gonna come clipped up, ready to get Ariana Grande in here, and then I'm gonna also we're gonna be clipped up, have Ariana Grande in here.
I can't
and
wait for the
be ready
debates.
to have Rihanna.
I can't wait for the debates. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk to like a board of trustees on like who is and isn't pop and who is and isn't R&B.
Yeah,
we might have to, because the
that would be fun.
Yes, because the interesting thing is like you're right about Rihanna, and like same with Ariana. They both came in as pop. So if you want to like, get where you're doing that, but like their latest works are more in the R&B vein than they are in the pop.
For sure.
Like they do both.
Look,
That's where it's like as of late they are. Because if you listen to Thank You Next, you hear a lot of R&B from Ariana. If you listen to Positions, you hear the same thing. Sweetener, the same thing. So,
look, let me say this. If I were to go with and I'm a little older than y'all, but like, if I were to go with the framework of like BET or MTV, and I said Beyonce, I would think BET. If you give me Rihanna, I'm thinking MTV. You know what I mean? Just as a framework of like how pop I think Rihanna is. You know, I think Rihanna is an MTV artist more than she is a BET artist. And I think Beyonce could be either. She obviously is as much an MTV artist as she is a BET artist, but Beyonce's got true R&B, like even on her
first, I mean, me, myself, and I.
Even on her most pop project, whichever, like her latest album is probably like the most pop she's done, honestly, and that's probably got more R&B than whatever the most. I mean, outside of Anti for Rihanna, I will say you're right. Anti is definitely an R&B album, but
Anti's definitely.
Everything before that, it's heavy pop, heavy EDM, heavy even country leaning songs on some of those ballads. Like I think California King Bed was like a country song even. Am I wrong with that?
It was in 4 or 5 seconds was almost felt more country.
Yeah, like
that was
right.
4 or 5 seconds from Wild then. Like you get a little twang with that one if you want to twang with that one.
There was definitely a little twang going on.
Yeah. Kanye and Paul McCartney got a little twang going on. That was such a random collab.
It really was. That's a I'm rich as fuck collab is what that is.
It really is.
Yeah.
That's
just handing out money at that point.
Liquidity of 500 million plus collab.
I really got to go. This lightning's getting heavy, and I'm not trying to get struck by lightning, and I'm not trying to get this lost. So we should end this soon. That way we can at least get all this shit uploaded. But
oh no, absolutely, we're good. I'm good. We're just kind of talking.
For sure. Listen,
all right, this was the Warner Brothas podcast.
That's you.
Oh, okay.
We said at the same time.
The Warner Brothas podcast from Kyle and from me. So I mean,
Team Darskin wins this one.
Both of us.
I'll give you that one.
Like Instagram, the Warner Brothas podcast. On TikTok now, the Warner Brothas podcast. YouTube, the Warner Brothas podcast. Anywhere you find us, that's BROTHAS Brothers podcast. Branndon, obviously, you've been on 2 times in a week. I'm very thankful that you're able to come on. We'll need to have you on for football. We know you know your stuff everywhere, football, basketball, music. Kamden, of course, been a mainstay guest over the summer, and we hope to keep that continuing. Appreciate all of you guys, and we are out.
See y'all very
soon. I appreciate
y'all
having us.